Anyway, getting into this business, I see something that I really like. You know what it is? Every loan package that you put in front of you is totally different. And I learned that way, and I said, oh my God, I can be a lawyer. Because every single case is so different, and you think you know everything, no you didn't. So I started my being processor in 1984. And you remember those times there is nothing except that you have to type the 10 or 4 times if you make any mistakes. And then later on they invent that correction tape that you put in the bigger. Oh my God, I felt like I was in heaven. And then after that they invent that typewriter that you hit the return and that it erased by itself. But anyway, that is old age. Now, when I get back into this business today, I can see the big difference. The difference that a lot of people need to know is this. Electronic things is very good. It expedites the processing of a loan, but it also causes the loan to be denied very fast. And once it's denied, you cannot go back and correct anything. You know why? Because Fannie Mae is tricky. I didn't think they love you when they trick you. By providing the DU free. You know what that means? Once you put your loan in, it's stuck in their system. And if denied, nobody can do anything. Because once I have a loan, and then I submit DU, and then the loan didn't go through, and sometimes it's not even, going completely through the process. And then we decide, we say, okay, no, we need to go to different lender because the scenario fit to this program better. We couldn't even do it because the other lender had to release the file to the new lender. So now when I'm coming out, I say, I'm not talking about the old time, I'm talking about what we are facing right now is the technology is not helping us at all if we didn't have the whole knowledge what to do. And I faced that when I first came back out. I said I can close the loan in 10 days like in the old time, but it's not. It's 3 months. It's 3 months because I made mistakes. And for me, being in 30 years in the business and making mistakes is not okay to me personally. And I was so mad, I said, okay, now let me stop everything and I start from zero again. And I go back and I look at the regulation, I look at the law and everything, I say, hey, something is going on here. How come year 2008, the Department of Real Estate provided me a list of almost 300,000 real estate brokers, sell agent, loan, whatever. And then I just ordered a new list, year 2015, that's when I decided to go back out. It dropped to like 200,000. I said, what's going on here? And then a few months later, at the end of the year, I ordered again, it dropped another 100,000. Now, how many of you out there for the year 2018? Any of you give me a number?
I know 20,000 did not renew their membership this year.
No, the whole California, from 500,000 people to 60,000. So what does it tell you? It tells you that, if all of us here, if we have our license, and we are licensed by DBO, DRE, we call ourselves, and we don't have to be humble about this, we call ourselves the gems of the business because we have to do something right to still get our license, correct? No fraud, we always, ethical, we don't commit, always in compliance. Otherwise, we're not on the list. We always, what I call it, it's hard to say 100%, but we know what to do right. And when people come to me and say, Ann, what can I do to obtain my license? I say, you go NMLS and do this and this and this, and then they pass. One thing you also know, they pass the test of NMLS. That's the easy parts of doing it. But when it comes to FBI investigation, background investigation, and credit report, it's out of sight. So if anybody even they're smart enough to pass the test, but if they have a little spot on their credit report or anything, the bankruptcy or maybe we don't know what it is, they could not get the DBO license approved, not even DIE approved. So when I see that, I say, oh, that's something that I love to do is provide a service to the top of everything, top people in the business, top people in the real estate, top people in the mortgage. And I didn't have to go in to compete with people who commit fraud and illegal and ethical. That's why I come back out. And when I come back out, I filed a license with DBO, and I put down, I say, I want to apply for a mortgage broker company. And DBO from texted me, say, what is the mortgage broker company? I say, I'm a broker. I'm not a lender. I'm not a wholesale lender. I'm not a bank. I'm nobody. I just want to be a broker myself. I want to broker the loans. That's why I call myself broker. And they say, okay, we'll see. And they say, okay, well, can you put down something on there, what you want to be called? This is the funny story. I say, okay. So I email back, I say, I'm applying for mortgage dash broker company, and they issue me a license that way. Truly, that is the whole true story. And I look at my license and I crack up, I say, they didn't know what it is. But the fact that because they're a broker, when I applied to be approved with wholesale lenders, they didn't know if they can approve me. They say, no, you cannot approve with us because we are a wholesale lender. I said, but I'm a broker. That's why I can do business with you. So they go back to their legal department and everything, and they come back and say, okay, we can do business with you. That's one thing I overcome the what you call it, the licensing situation. And then they ask me again, they say, are you active? I say, what are you talking? Active is not active, it's there. You can see it at the bottom, it's active. And then I call an MLS again, I say, what did you mean by active and not active? So they explain to me, they say, if you are licensed, you cannot be active and be involved in the business without being sponsored by anybody. Do you agree? So I go back to a lot of people, I say, okay, if you want to be active, you have to be sponsored by me. They say, why? Because I'm the only one who can sponsor your license and make your license active. Because of the license that I have is the broker license. Now, if you go to a bank, a wholesale lender, retail lender, whatever they call, they cannot sponsor you as independent loan officer. They have to put you on payroll. And for putting somebody on payroll, there's a lot of expenses, and not that many people want to do. First of all, to prevent the expenses. Secondly, they don't know if that person is going to be generating a lot of business or not, so they don't do it. So a lot of new licensee out there cannot be active. After they get the loan, the license approved, everything approved, even by DBO, they just hang it there and cannot do business. So when I told them, I said, sign up with me, I activate your loan, your license for you, and that's what happened. So now, that's what I'm saying. I say we are the best of the best because we have done something right to keep our license or to be licensed. Now, my goal when I create MLO Financial is to provide a kind of a source and tool. That means everything is one place. You just go out and generate loans. You don't have to worry about your loan processing, nothing, because once your loan go in, we take from A to Z, we go. And we have tools, we keep all the LOs informed for the loans. Every single loan from A to Z, they know today what's going on, tomorrow what's going on. In 3 weeks, we close the loan. We fund the loan, we close the loan. And then what I call by extra training, that means if we handle the loan for you, anything that you didn't understand, anything that you want to know, you can call me even at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, say, Ann, I have a question. you get the response right there. And I'm saying that, but please don't go back to. I have a broker who did that. 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone rang and I said, oh, who's that? I said, Ann, it's me. And I say, are you kidding me? He's not joking. He said, but you tell me to 24 hours. So he did. He got at 3 o'clock. Oh my God. But anyway, so that is the MLO financial. I want to give all the LOs the peace of mind that when you loan, go into MLO, we close. And I have to tell you one thing, we close 99%. I put it on my flyer wherever there, all the loans. And they say, what happened to the one? I say, that one because they take it away from me. But if they leave it on my desk, I close too. How I can do that? Oh, I talked about licensing already, closing loans. Because how many loan programs are there? Can you tell me? How many lenders out there? I Google one day, I sit there and I say, oh, let me have a good time. I Google, I say, Google, how many wholesale lenders? I fall off my chair a million some. How many loan programs? Few thousand, like 20,000 something. Now tell me, with almost a million wholesale lenders, banks, whatever, nationwide, plus over thousand loan programs, you cannot close your loans. There must be something wrong. Correct? Yeah. It has to be a way. It has to be a program. Unless you don't want to study, you don't want to do research, you don't want to spend more time on the loan. That's why you call people up and say, I denied your loan, but there's no point of doing it. With us, if you put a loan on our table, we close it, regardless of the time. If we cannot close this way, we come up with different ways. But it's always, we can always close. Unlimited training and support that also the same way too. Anytime you can call me up, you can call anybody up, even loan processor, you can say, where's my loan? Why deny, why this condition, why that condition. Everybody will answer your question. That is the continuing training, because you cannot know everything. Like me, even, one thing I have to say, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guideline is in my head. I spent years of studying it. I don't even need to open the book and I can tell what it is. And I even challenge the underwriter about certain conditions. I say, why you condition for that? And they say, well, because that is Freddie Mae guideline. I say, no, there's no such guideline in Freddie Mae. Can you open the book and tell me where it is? They couldn't find it. And then at the end, I will talk about the key to become successful. Now, any of you understand between the BIE license and the DBO license? Any of you have a DBO license? You have a DBO license? All of you have BIE and BIE license, correct? Well, the BIE license, if the company have also the loan licensing, then you can do the loan with them, with the company. But if you want just to do the loans without doing real estate sale, you don't need to have a real estate sale license to do loans. You can go straight to the DBO and get a license from DBO and just do the loan only. So if you approach somebody and say, I already passed the NMLS courses and I want to do loan, and if you talk to a real estate broker, sure, they say, oh, you have to be a real estate broker, you have to have a license of real estate for you to do loans with me, with the company as a realtor. But if you don't say, oh, I don't want to do any real estate sale, but I just want to do loans only, you can go from NMLS straight to DBO and you are our originator's license. And then we can sponsor you and activate your license to start doing business. So that is the two things. And then, when I call DBO and I call NMLS and I call BRE, we've been like a transfer to 3-4 different, different people. Nobody can give us a very clear determination how you can do loans, being a BRE license or DBO license. So if any of you recruit any of the Asians, and if they say they ask you something, the only way to give them legal advice is have them check with the department. Because no way I can tell, okay, you can do this, because later on they can say, no, you are wrong. I say, I don't know, but that's what I know by that you don't need BRE license. So I say, okay, go and talk to an MLS, call the BRE, DBO, whoever you can call, and then come back to me, because I don't know how to advise you correctly. But that is very confusing though. The law still not very clear how you can handle your business. So we are, this is our license name. They call it finance broker. Before they call mortgage broker company, and they send me a letter. They say, we're going to rename it as a finance broker, so that we call ourselves finance broker, like the company. Being a broker, we can endorse and sponsor any loan originator as an independent contractor on 1099. That allow people to be able to work immediately without waiting for 3 or 4 months to be approved or anything. So that is the first advantage that we have. Again, they don't need a BRE license to become a BAO loan originator. And we can work with your real estate company. If your real estate company have a loan office, the loan license, we can work with you. That means if your loan denied from somebody else, we can check it in, we can close, and we can pay you commission. That's one thing that please remember, that we can save your loan, so don't let it go. Because if you submit somewhere else and they deny the loan, you think that you lose the deal. No, think about us. We can do it for you. Now, what I say by variety of loans program, that means because the broker, we can work with wholesale broker, and then we can work with the private lenders, we can work with anybody to close the loan. But if you submit a loan to a wholesale lender, for example, or retail lender, what they do is if the loan doesn't fit into their guideline, they deny, and that's the end of the history. Yes.
And what is DBO?
DBO, Department of Business Oversight.
Okay.
That is the finance division. Yeah. And our license is called CFL, that means California Finance Law.
Okay.
And the license is finance broker. So, but one thing I love the most is I can sponsor everybody as an independent contractor. That's the key that I really want, because a lot of them out there cannot get approved or hired by anybody. This is the program that we are having right now. Anything that you on the market, like a conventional loan, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Jumbo, non-QM, we have them all. We are approved by JMAC Lending, we are approved by Stern Wholesale, and I'm going to get approved by with the United Wholesale, Pacific Bay, all the lenders that have been in the business for 30, 40 years, we approve with all of them to do conventional loans. And besides conventional loan, if anything that fall into the top category, we have our private investor. What this means, right here, if we present over 100-some investors who fund the loan without questions. No income, no asset, nothing. As long as the LTV stay within 60%, they fund in 10 days. No appraisal, nothing. So that is our niche right here. That allow us to close every loan.
And we will have a seminar showing how to use one loans and jump to the other loans and then create more business from there. I will have a separate seminar for that. So now we can come up with the, some brokers call in to me and ask me, okay, tell me why I need to, or I work with you, what the benefit that I will get. First of all, you don't have to do processing. That means you have more time to go out making sales. You don't have to have an office and deal with expenses. Fast and reliable processing, we close in 3 weeks. That's our record. And then we have the best commission split in the market right now. And one of my broker called in. He said, can you tell me a little bit about what you call by the highest commission? I say, okay, this is what I do. And what the commission I split, every loan that you do, I take a quarter point, that's it. You can take anything you want, but that's the only quarter point that MLO will take. And you know what, I think Craig was the one who answered that phone call, right? And he said, I'm going to send police to your door. Because he cannot compete with us if we give such kind of, high commission. But I told him, I say, I wish I have that phone call. I wish I can answer that phone call. Nobody can, you don't have to be afraid that we take away the agent because we allow such a big, commission split. There's many ways that we can work with. And then because the details, they don't know how we can get that quarter point. But that's what what I tell you today is our commission is only a quarter point on the loan amount, regardless of the big or small, which will just go quarter point. So this is the 3 items that is our trademark. I've been having, this is my trademark for 30 years. And I was very successful in that. I had, in the old time, I serviced 120 brokers from North to South California. 120 of them. I still have a lot of them, I wish I can have them come today and, talk a little bit about our service before. There's one thing that everybody tell me that is true. A lot of loan officers, even loan brokers for many years, have no idea, have no understanding about loan guidelines. They have no clue how the loan was denied. I hear some of them say, but come on, you don't give me that BS at the last minute because you give me a pre-approval at the beginning. This is why every loan officer come to my door, I say you need to sit down and learn the guideline. You cannot do anything if you don't want to learn the guideline. Because this is what caused the loan close or not closing. And also you don't want to misrepresent yourself with your clients. You cannot say that, oh yes, I can approve your loan, at the end the loan is not approved. So loan guideline is the top of the list. If somebody say that, I don't need to, you are there to do for me. I say no, because you're the one who talk to the client, not us. And I don't want you to tell, you work with MLO, and MLO approved the loan, and at the end the loan didn't close. I don't want that kind of reputation. So I always drag them, and then like about 3 months, the first loan is sent in, I sit down with them every single step and explain to them why this condition denied, why this condition approved. And about 3 loans, they can say themselves an expert if they want to go that way. So without the guideline, you cannot qualify the loans correctly. And that's why the loan didn't close. To work with us, this is the 2 critical requirements that we ask from everybody. I remember when I before I closed my office, year 2011, I had a seminar in my office. I had it every Wednesday, so people know that I always have a Wednesday seminar, so they come sometimes with reservation, sometimes they just walk in. And I remember so vividly, 3 lawyers, real estate lawyers from San Diego, come in, sit in my seminar, listen the whole time, and at the end, you know what they said to me? Whatever you say is all new to us. That means they have no clue what the mortgage guideline, they have no clue. And they call themselves, they are really real estate lawyers, but they have no understanding about loans at all. Now, I remember in Sacramento, I had a seminar near Sacramento. It's about like 60 people in the room. And I say, can anybody tell me how many loan guideline, loan requirement allow a loan to be approved? Some say 5, some say 10, some say 15. That's it. Then I say, no, the basic one is already 17, 20. I group with the group A. You see the green one, those are the group A. The group A belong to the borrowers. That means any of those conditions can cause the loan to fall out. So it doesn't mean that if you pass the number 10, doesn't mean the loan is approved. It has to be all 20 conditions. Now it can become few hundreds. You know why? Because depending on the condition on the papers that they send in, it creates more conditions. Now, we work so hard, we comply everything with the loan conditions and everything all the way to number 17. But then we still leave ourselves open for the loan to be denied because something can happen to appraisal, something can happen to the title, to escrow. There is no 100% guarantee that the loan will close until we have a real check in our hand, correct? But that's what it is. None of the brokers give me a correct number of the loan, and nobody can tell, oh my God, if I have this and this, I have 700 FICO score, I have $1 million in my bank, I have 20 years employment, my income is 100,000, I say that's nothing. Because that doesn't guarantee anything. Everything can be a problem to the loan. So, but you know what, another thing is this. I was very surprised until today. A lot of loans brokers never take time to read any document in their hand, none. So now, how they can represent themselves out there and be a good loan officer? And I don't truly say, I don't want to be associated with any of these people who are so lazy, and then my reputation go along with that. I would not agree with that at all. Like today, this is happening today. I emailed to a loan real estate broker and also real estate, she's doing both. Real estate broker, a loan broker. I emailed to her, I say, give me a gift letter for $25,000. She emailed back, she said, the owner already credited $7,000, the seller. Why $25,000? I say, did you read the loan estimate? No. Did you print it out? No. So I say, how do you know that my $25,000 requirement is wrong? Because you didn't read anything. So the key is, I would not agree to anybody who get in this kind of business and refuse to read any documents. They don't even read the title. They don't even read the appraisal, even though appraisal is there. It's emailed to them so they can review, they can read. None of them read, not even escrow. And then when the loan disappeared, they say, what's going on? I say, well, do you know these people, they have a deed of trust, a certain lien on it. Oh, when that happened, I say, it's in the deed, in the title, nobody read it. So this will be, I will have a live training. If like about 20 people sign up, I will have live training on all of this. Each item, I go by item. Why the two first one in red? Because it's so easy. If nobody passed that two conditions, don't ever think about taking the loans in. You just waste your time. So the two first one is the most critical. You can very easy to see if they are qualified or not. So. And my training in the old time is very successful based on this. Because when I say, did you pass the green light? If you don't pass it, then think about it. And I don't even put the, the cook me, I put in yellow because it's still not final. Yellow is still you have to stop. Like I say, in a loan, like whenever you have a commission check in your hand, that is real. But not until then, everything can fall out, correct? Yep. No, I have a loan closed and then 10 days later I have to return the check. True. You know why? Because they didn't record it correctly. Everything is right, but the recording is not right. So they have to redo everything. What is the key to be successful in this business? We offer the service is for you to have less stress so you can enjoy meeting your clients with a happy face. All right? Unity, what I mean unity, that means we in this industry, we have a tendency to compete with each other, but we never help each other out. But to me, I think helping each other the way I say like this, whatever I know, you know, I don't keep any secret. I want you to be successful. I want you to know everything the way I know because that will help me too. But I see a lot in the business. They always say, oh, give it to me. I take care of it. They don't want to teach you anything. But MLO is different. We teach you from how a cake can be made from the flour all the way to the top. The same way over here. I share every information, every knowledge that I know because I want our MLO to be successful. For them to have the whole knowledge, help me in closing the loans, help me with the reputation. I provide the best education, I provide the best training. That's my goal. Now thinking out of the normal box. We compete with each other. Like for example, if you go to real estate agent, you say, can you give me loans? They say, oh yes, I can give you loan, but can you give me the sale? How many of you having that kind of question and answer already? And then in California, you know what happened? In every family, they have three ID. Driver license, real estate license, and mortgage loan originator. Almost every family have three of that in the family. If you don't have it, the brother have it, the sister have it, somebody in the family have that three licenses. Now, if you go to them, would you think that they will give you the business because their father is also a realtor or their sister is also loan mortgage? What I'm talking about, think about the normal box. That means you have to think about, okay, beside real estate agent, beside real loan agent, where I can get the loan, where I can get more business. And that is something that my next seminar also free to everybody, how to get leads outside of that circle. All right? And at the end, still, I keep repeating that to win over any competition is that you have to learn. That's all it is. You have to learn the knowledge. You cannot go, because in this business is this, you cannot sit in front of somebody and they will lay down on the table all of their financial situation. Here, your taxes, your bank statement, none, unless they have to trust you for it. They have to say, okay, I'm dealing with an expert here. You have to gain the trust by educating yourself with knowledge. And that's something that, if I talk to 10 of loan originators, you know how many of them say that they're willing to learn? They're willing to know? So what happened to the rest? No, nobody wants to learn the guideline, none. And they're expecting us to fill in all of that. And I say, I can do that. But then you are the one who sit in front of your borrowers. You cannot get them. They cannot give you the loan if they know you don't know anything. Period. And I keep repeating that, and I still don't see that happening. So I don't know how people can be successful in being a loan agent without wanting to learn about the guideline, about getting the knowledge. This part I will get back later a little bit. Something just go through my mind that I want to remind somebody of. When I say about that, somebody, oh yes, it's about competition. I have a friend who spent 3 months showing houses to clients. Finally, they decide to buy a property. She was so excited because the property she showed to them, finally they agreed to buy. Guess where she going to? Guess who they let to sign the purchase order? One of their family members, and she lost it out. So I think that's an unfair practice, but nothing you can stop. So next seminar will be April 25th, and this is the most important, and I would love all of you to come because this is a secret that I will let everybody know how to generate more leads. And this is something that everybody wants because when you are in the business long enough, your resources run out.
God bless leads.
Yes. And you too? Yes. Father, sister, friends, whatever, 5 fingers are gone, is gone. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have somebody to agree with me. But anyway, I love, when all of you sitting here, you can see that we at MLO is the last resources for all of you to do business with. Under any condition, close the loan for you. We never compete with any real estate companies or loan companies for business because we stand out. We don't need to compete. We compete with our quality of service. We don't compete going out to get the business. When you know that, oh my God, the loan just get denied, you know where to go, us. I even save a lot of deals for real estate agents too, because they don't think that their buyers can qualify for the loan. I say, bring them in, I have them. So when they bring the buyers in, I say, yeah, you can buy it, no problem. Because the real estate agent don't know about the loan, so they cannot qualify. They cannot say, oh, you qualify, not qualify. I say, bring them in, I save the deal for them. I save a lot of deals for a lot of real estate agents. And that's just the only thing I know is I get my commission on the loan, that's all I know. But we never go out there and compete with anybody. And another thing that I'm very famous for, and if you later on happen to know all the brokers that I worked with before, every client that come to us from you, in the future, If they come back to us for a loan or for a new house, who they go back to, we call you back up. We say, hey, your client come back. You get it again. We don't give it. I have clients who come back 3 and 5 years. She say, I want to refinance. And I say, oh, I look them up and I say, oh, that belongs to Fool. I call her up, I say, your client has come back for refinance. She get it. But that's how we are. We want to keep that reputation. And we know that, that is the long-term commitment that we have, and that we want to establish a long-term relationship with everybody that we work with. I was also mortgage auditor. I audit compliance, lenders compliance for a few companies. So because of my background as auditor, I cannot allow fraud, period. I cannot. It's unethical. But because of my auditing background, I can look and spot right away if any fraud is committed in the long run. Now, with the help of my auditing, I create a system where there cannot be any fraud when we handle the loan. Everything is going through email. So nobody can do anything, because once we receive the email, they cannot go back and change it. I tell you, back in my auditing time, how amazing people can do, like changing 10 pages of bank statement. They make it so real that if your normal eyes, you cannot see it, but we see, because we were trained to see certain things. W-2 the same way. Pay stub the same way. Taxes the same way. I tell you the very funny story. When I audited a file, the guy said that he's single, making 100-some thousand a year, provide a very, very real W-2. And I look at it, I say, no, this one is not sure. And they say, why? I say, you know what? Come on, give me a break. If you are single, your deduction is too low. Your withholding is too low. So that's the auditing way of doing things. That means you see things that people don't see. I just quit calculating the the federal withholding. I can tell this is fraud, just like that. So now in this company, when you have your license hang with us, the one thing I can guarantee you is 100% guarantee that your license is protected. There will be no fraud that can cause you to lose your license. I protect my license the same way I protect yours, because like we say, once you lose your license today, it's not like the old time you can get it back. You cannot. That's the end of your career right there. Now, why this loan officer license is like a gold piece of paper in your hand? You know that? Because this business, it makes you into a millionaire faster than any other business. Okay? Because nothing you can deal or you can close can put in your hand few $1,000 check. You can open a restaurant like this. You can go sell merchandise. But how many of bowl of soup that you sell a day to make a profit at the end of the month? Not talking about long hours of work. Your license is more valuable than even a medical surgeon. Tell me why. Because medical surgeon, the most they make $500,000 a year. You know that? With 20 hours work a day, plus 7 days a week in case they need it. It's not you. You can sleep at night. You can work part-time. You make $500,000 a year. You don't want to waste that. You have to protect it at all costs. You don't want to go out there and selling fraud and advising people to commit fraud because your license is on the line for that. And That is my last urge, what I call not urge, advice that to all of you. Please, no fraud. Please be ethical, that's all it is. And please be in compliance all the time. And that, you will become millionaire, all of you, I can tell that. I call myself half millionaire because I don't make a millionaire, I make few 100,000, so. To me, I call myself half millionaire until I get a million, then I call myself a millionaire. Okay, thank you very much for coming.